adoptive, and I'm 29, and I live here in Urbandale, Iowa with my parents and my daughter that I parent. I've stayed home with Elena since she was born and have been very fortunate to do that with the help of my parents and living with them. When I first found out that I was pregnant, I was just very overwhelmed. I had a lot going on in my life, and I was still going through my divorce process with my ex-husband. I was so scared. I just had so much going on in my life. Walking through the doors of InterVisions was a relief. I went into a room and talked with one of the ladies there. Kelly was the nurse, and she was so nice.
When Claire came in, she was, even just when she was filling out her paperwork, she had her little daughter with her, but you could just tell that she just was nervous and scared and really didn't know what she was here for, but she also didn't want to go anywhere else. We started just to talk to her about what was going on, what brought her into InterVisions, and she kind of talked to me about how she had always been raised as to be pro-life, that she was around pro-life people, she was around, her parents were pro-life. She knew that what was in her stomach was a baby, but she was fearful, and she found herself in a situation that she couldn't see a way out of, and she contemplated abortion.
I did have a moment where I remember just at my lowest point of kind of wishing that could be an option for me, like it is maybe for other women who don't grow up with a pro-life, worldview and Christian worldview. But I knew that was something that I could not live happily with, and I really knew that God would take care of me if I chose life.
We performed the ultrasound, and just that we were able to see that heartbeat and to see, all the little pieces of the baby as he's growing in her womb, and to see the emotion on her face, because she really hadn't made her decision yet.
I still stayed in touch with InterVisions throughout my pregnancy, but the more I kind of started to consider adoption, the more it became the search for the family through the adoption agency.
We first met Claire when she was about 6 months pregnant, and she's a planner, so from what I understand, that's kind of unusual. It sounds like a lot of birth moms are looking at books much later into their pregnancy, but she had already been looking for a while by that time.
I had already gone through all of the options, and I was just waiting for new couples to turn in their books. And as soon as they turned their book in, I went to pick it up from the adoption agency, and at that point I still wasn't totally hopeful, but once I opened it, I was like, oh, thank God.
From when she saw our book, she wanted to meet with us, and I wasn't sure what to expect. I was pretty nervous. I'm sure you were too. Yeah. I was more vocal about it, and when we met her, she was just a cheerful, lights up a room type of person, and she was so excited to meet us. I didn't know if it would be a somber time or what. I just had no idea what to expect, and she got up and gave us hugs, and she was so excited.
Knowing that we shared our faith, I think made it a lot easier for me to, I felt, I'm like, okay, this is what you want. And it was really, that was a good moment for me.
The deciding factor, the final thing for me was that really just made me feel like, maybe this is gonna be okay. Maybe I can be a mom who loves my child but places my child, and be okay with that, was when I did find out that Kolbe would be born with a cleft lip and palate. So I knew he would have to have surgeries, and my daughter was still young at the time, and I am a single mom. So that's where I came to be certain about the decision and have peace with it. And I felt like God was saying, Claire, it's okay if you can't do this.
So we eventually did get the call, and Claire was on the other line and said that he was born. And she actually did have us come that same day.
We wanted to be there for her and for the child, of course, but also to know that we're there for her, whatever decision that she makes, and that there wouldn't be any pressure or anything like that. That's the last thing we wanted to do.
When we talked on the phone and she was still at the hospital, we had a conversation, and I suggested that we just have her go home with him, take him to her house, and we would meet her there. And then we could just kind of have a party. We got a cake, said Kolbe's name on it or something, just to celebrate him, and it was just very beautiful.
I'm extremely thankful for InterVisions, and I just want to say thank you to the donors and everybody who contributes money and has in the past and continues to, and I hope that as many people as possible continue to, so that the other women who were in my situation can have the kind of outcome, hopefully, that I've had. So I'm very thankful.
We're so thankful for InterVisions, which led us to Claire, which led us to Kolbe, and without those huge pieces of the puzzle, our lives would be completely different, and we love our life. And
Without one of those pieces, it'd be totally different, I think. We're very thankful for everything.
I'm really glad that Claire chose life.